Hi Michelle, so just a quick video to talk through this. So there's definitely nothing wrong with your survey. I've had a look through it. There's definitely nothing that I believe is causing people to skip out on the survey or anything like that. In terms of George, the reason that he's clicking on that link and getting I've already taken the survey is because that link, remember, is only linking to the first part of this survey, so to part one. Of this group of surveys. So he has actually finished the first part of the survey. So, of course, now when he goes to click on that link, it's trying to direct him back to the first survey, which he has already taken. And because that's a single use link, it's just saying he's already taken the survey, which is true. So, with this part two, they would have to either note the link before when they're actually starting. So, you'd either have to have a notification here somewhere saying, if you need to come back to this survey, please visit this link here, or they would have to take note of it themselves, which isn't exactly going to be a thing. So remember that we have set up that if people do abandon it, that we're sending out a reminder email through an email trigger that tells them their link, so that they can actually use this to access the survey again if they need to. Now with this, like I say, there's no real way about it. If someone's session does get interrupted and they try and come in through that link, they're just going to keep getting that issue. I'm not sure of the best way around that. That's just one of the hazards of splitting a survey out into multiple surveys instead of keeping it all within one survey. But we will talk about that anyway. If you want to act on it, we'll try to think of something. But that is a completely separate issue anyway. That was just his browsing session getting interrupted. So to allow him to continue, we just need to grab the link for him and send that to him so we can continue on. And to do this, I've gone into your survey flow and I've added a new embedded data field called Q_URL, which is the link that they are using to take the survey at the moment. So what we do then is I've gone into data analysis, and if we go to our responses in progress, this first one here, when it loads, is George. So now if we have a look at the survey, we can go down in through here. Go down through here, and now you'll see there's a Q_URL field, and this is the link that he has used to access the survey. So if you copy and paste and send that to him, he'll be able to access that link and be able to continue on from where he left off, as long as save and continue is enabled in the survey options, which it is. So he will be allowed to just carry on from where he left off in that case. Now, in terms of the other person, the other the other control person that's stuck in response in progress, I really do think that's just a coincidence, because if you look at George's, he hasn't actually even started the survey. The browsing session got interrupted right at the beginning. But if you have a look at this second response, they have actually answered some of the questions. So it looks like this person has just abandoned the survey at the moment. And of course, they will receive that email trigger reminder in a couple of months. But you can see they have answered some of the questions here. So I think they've just abandoned at this stage, and they will probably come back when they receive that reminder when it sends out to them. The other thing I was thinking is that if you do start to see just that a lot of the control people are actually abandoning the survey, or if there's something going on like that and they're abandoning it at different stages, then the only thing I can really think of is that they're actually noticing the link that they're taking the survey on. Because remember, we're passing through lots of variables, and one of those is group equals control. So if they happen to look at their URL, they'll very clearly see that they're currently in the control group, and they may not actually take the survey or abandon the survey for some reason. Now, I don't know if that's a concern, but if it is, all you will need to do is back in the original survey, so the first part of the survey, just for future participants, instead of assigning the word control and mindfulness to the groups, you can just password maybe a C and an M just for control and for mindfulness. But at least when your participants look at their link, they're not going to realize which group they're in. And you can also call this something, actually keep calling it group because you have all of the triggers and everything set up. But you will have to adjust your logic to say, C or M instead if you do decide to go down this route. But I wouldn't take drastic action like that until you see a clear pattern emerging across your responses. But like I say, at the moment, I really feel like George just got interrupted and this person has abandoned. So I think it's just coincidence that they're both just control people. It's very little data to do any analysis on at the moment. But like I say, in George's state, all you need to do is just click in here and copy the URL that's at the bottom and send it to him, and he'll be able to continue on from where he left off. And if he does say that there's an issue with him taking the survey, then we can dive further into this. But I really feel like that's just a one-off anyway, and it's just unfortunate it's one of the first respondents. But take those steps for now and let's see how it goes, and then we can talk back then and see what happens after these steps have been taken.